All right. Yay. Welcome to the call, everyone. So glad to see you. We have an awesome, I just love hearing from Laura Buzzell. She's got amazing, valuable information all the time. She's a Star Diamond coach and has a ton of coaches and a huge team underneath her. She is so consistent in her business. And so this is going to be an exciting call. So make sure that you are tuned in, and we're going to go ahead and get started. A couple of things really quick, though. I wanted to shout out to these amazing people. There's 10 of us that made Success Club this month. So Laura Buzzell had 10 points. Katie Stanball had 9. Kayla Valley had 9. Sydney Woodward, who's a new coach, had 9. Nikki had 7. Katie Taff had 7. Valerie had 6. And Ashley had 6, and Christina had 6, and I forgot to put my name on it, but I had 7. So awesome job, guys. This is amazing. The Success Club, for those of you that are brand new, Success Club 5 is when you get 2 points for selling a challenge pack, and you get 1 point for selling Shakeology on Home Direct. So if you're new, ask your upline about how it is that you can earn those points, but this is awesome. Way to go, guys. And the cool thing is Beachbody occasionally will do incentives for those who hit Success Club. And this month, y'all all get a really cool package. You get a jump rope and a agility ladder and a stability ball from Beachbody for earning at least Success Club 5. So way to go, guys. That's awesome. Just so you know, if you hit Success Club for this month, you get a brand new P90 for the new program that's coming out, new Tony Horton program. You get a P90 tank top. And guys get t-shirts. So awesome job. Yay, way to go. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to turn it over to Laura now. But I'm so glad that all of you are on this call. Can't wait to hear what she has to say. And I'll switch it over to you, Laura.
Okay, you guys can hear me, right? Okay, great. Let me make sure my phone's plugged in. Every time I'm doing this, my phone dies and then I get kicked off. All right, so I'm going to get right into this because I don't want to take up too much of your time tonight, but this is just a real talk team call, meaning we are going to talk about selling. We are going to talk about all those things that you're not supposed to do. You're not supposed to be salesy. Well, we're going to talk about selling tonight and just some tips and tricks and things that will help you when you're talking to people, building relationships with them, increasing the value of your relationship with them, and also, of course, making Success Club a non-negotiable. But it's my theory that if you do the vital behaviors and if you're very consistent with your business and you keep adding value to people and keep building relationships with them, Success Club is just going to come naturally to you. So, before I get started, I just want to recognize my team. There's a bunch of faces on here. This isn't my entire team, but these are a lot of the coaches who have been pushing with me. The FitBuzz Squad, it's been a team name that has been evolving as I've been going. I like to say healthy habits, clean living, catch a fitness buzz. And I know a lot of you don't know me personally from way back or anything, but my past is kind of rocky, and I had a lot of problems in the past with drugs and alcohol. 5 years ago was where I hit my rock bottom. That's right before I reconnected with my husband. But I was looking for a buzz pretty much any way, shape, or form that I could get it, and I didn't care about anyone else or how I was getting it. And so a big change happened in me. I was saved by learning about Jesus Christ and having him in my life. And I gave up all of that stuff, all of those buzzes that just completely don't fill you up at all. And of course, Jesus Christ is the only one that can fill you up, but sometimes you need something else. So for me, it was fitness. For me, that is something that keeps me on track and keeps me from getting back into my old old ways and everything. So that's what the FitBuzz Squad is all about. It's about living fit and free and being forgiven for everything that you've done in the past, whether you are Christian or not. That's something that we should all be forgiving ourselves for the past, because you can't change that. So, and the B, the buzz, the B is a symbol of unified family and nurturing, growing community. So I like to think of that when I think of our team. And of course, bees have to get honey. And same thing with us. Our hard work is what's going to get us to our goal. So bees are hard workers. And so I'd like that to be, something that our team centers around as well. Bees also pollinate flowers. So what I'm asking everyone to think about, whether they're on my personally sponsored coach or not, if the world is a garden, what can you do to share what you have with others? What are we feeding ourselves in order to feed our dreams? So, we're pollinating, we're spreading the word about fitness, and we're helping other people to do what we're doing. So, shout out to the FitBuzz Squad. So, one thing to remember when you are talking to people about Beachbody, talking to them about Shakeology, talking to them about our products, is to remember that you have something of value to offer. Not just something of value, but something of great value. So when someone's questioning why you're a coach, when someone's questioning what we do as coaches or how we make money or anything like that, you need to remember the value that you have to offer. You have the value, you want to convey that value with your friends by sharing about it with others. We have Shakeology, we have the challenge groups, we have all of the workout programs. Our products are changing people's lives. And the fact that we can make income doing that, and the income is giving us the ability to be able to do that with our lives, is to help others, is something of great value. The 3 vital behaviors, those are your go-to for your content, for the things that you're going to share about. Those are in the 3 vital behaviors. That's why if someone drops off from doing one of the 3 vital behaviors, it doesn't flow for them because they don't have the content there to share about. So if you are being proof the product works and you're doing your workout, and I recommend, doing your meal plan just like the meal plan guide says, and you are working out every day and sharing about that, that is so much stuff for you to be able to share about. I mean, you'll never run out of things to share about if you're actually doing that every day. Inviting, you are sharing every day. If you meet someone, run into someone at the doctor's office in the waiting room, you might share with them. If you are in the checkout line at the grocery store and someone notices your T25 shirt, you're going to be sharing. So just remember that when you're talking about the products, that you don't downplay the quality of the products and the what our customers get from the products and the results that people are getting. And not only that, people want to hear what the products are doing for you. So make sure that you're sharing and make sure that you're constantly talking about all the good things that Beachbody is doing for you. You want to make sure that you're adhering to these 3 vital behaviors, because that will be evidence of the value that you have with these products and with this company. So share, and be you. These are just some examples, these pictures. This is me at Summit. I was like, this was so crazy trying to get down there and get registered with the babies. It just so happened that I had both of them at the same time, and they were crying, and I was like, I need to take a picture of this to show everyone that, you can make it happen regardless of your situation. So, and then of course, sharing your transformation, it can feel kind of uncomfortable at first, but I think it's way worth it. And just asking people to join your team, asking people to join you. Okay, so how to not be a slimy salesperson, because no one wants to be a slimy salesperson. A lot of people are intimidated by being a coach because they don't want to come across like that to their friends. And you don't have to be slimy or anything like that to be successful. In fact, it's better that you follow these tips and don't do that. You don't want to be either of these guys right here. Follow the 70-30 rule, okay? So when you're talking to someone, when you're messaging someone, you want it to be 70% about them and 30% about you or the products. So the way that you can do that is you can keep the conversation flowing by asking tons of open-ended questions, especially at the end of your message. Always write the bulk of what you want to say if you want to give them some information, and then ask them a question at the end so that then they will have to answer. Because even if they're not really interested that much in the products or in what you're saying or whatever, they'll still answer your question, especially if it's about them, because they'll, kind of get off the subject. You might get off the subject, but that's okay. You're planting. This is all about planting seeds. So you want to breadcrumb the information. You don't want to give them a paragraph like this of information about the challenge group and about Shakeology and about sending your before and after pictures in to get a free t-shirt and all that stuff. You want to do it bit by bit by bit. And I know it's hard because you're excited and you want to just give them all the information at once, and you're sort of nervous that they might not answer you back. But I can guarantee you that if you breadcrumb, if you're patient with it, they will message you back a lot more than if you give them too much information. So another one is to proofread your messages before you hit send. Try to step outside of yourself and picture yourself as someone else and reread your message and decide whether or not it sounds like something you would want someone to message to you. Also, you want to make sure that you're using proper commas and punctuation and things like that, just so that you don't sound too excited, or if you use too many exclamations, or you might sound like you're rushed also. So it might just seem kind of salesy. Also, don't give out your link right away. It's very tempting to give that Beachbody link out right away, or give the link to the challenge pack that they want to buy, but try to hold on to that and have them literally just get them so excited about the challenge group and about the program that they're asking you for the link, that they want that link from you. Yeah, I see that Molly had a lot of exclamations. So anyways, this method that you're using adds value to them, and it also adds value to you, because if you are constantly messaging people every day and following this rule, you're going to find out that these people are adding value to your life, and these people are becoming your friends. And so, which is really awesome. So if you're a people person and if you like people, then this is a great business to be in. This is a quote I really like, and it's so true. People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. So by asking people questions about themselves and really being interested in them, they're going to then come back and care how much you know later. How to increase value with someone. So here's just a few tips. You want to keep coming back in the conversation to their why. Whatever the reason they originally said, when you ask them what their fitness goals were, or you ask them why they wanted to get healthy, remember that. If you have to, a lot of times if I can't remember what that was, I will literally scroll back through the message, which is why I love Facebook Messenger. You can scroll all the way back to the beginning and see what they said their why was. And you want to keep coming back to that, not in a pushy way, but just sort of keep bringing them back to that so that they can remember why. Because when it comes to the price of the product, when you have a why behind the reason why you are purchasing this product, it doesn't seem like as much money anymore. That's why you don't want to throw that link at someone right away, because you're going to throw the link at them, they're going to click on it, and they're going to see that the challenge pack costs $180 or $160 or even $140, and they're going to be like, oh man, I'm not paying for this. What is this? But if you've been talking to them about the challenge groups and how, or let's say they said to you that they've been having a lot of trouble being motivated lately. And you're like, oh, I know, I used to have that problem too, but now I have the challenge groups. I don't know what I'd do without the groups, this and that, and keep talking to them about those things. they're going to end up asking you for the link. So you want to also, and Jess has said this before, tell them everything that they're getting when they're going to order a challenge pack. They're not just getting Shakeology and a workout program. They're getting a meal planning guide with it. A lot of times they're getting like a resistance band or something. A lot of times they'll give them, just from ordering through a coach, they're going to give them a bonus workout. They also get a 30-day free trial membership to the Beachbody Club, which gives them an online meal planner and a bunch of other stuff. So make sure that you're letting them know everything they're getting, and make sure they understand that you're going to be their coach indefinitely, that they're not just going to do a 21-day challenge and then they're dropped. No, you're going to stick with them and keep working with them for the long haul. And that's the beauty about this business, and why people should never question how we make money, because we're helping so many people that are not paying us. So another one is to make sure that you educate yourself on Shakeology. Remember that to tell people, compare a 30-day supply of Shakeology is 30 days of breakfast. It's not like you're just drinking some, drink. This is a meal replacement. This is something that is going to nourish your body and give you a better meal than pretty much anything that you could just like whip up yourself. So you want to make sure you're telling them about that. You want to make sure you're talking to them about all the nutrition that's in there. There's 70 healthy ingredients, from superfoods, prebiotics. It's 100% natural, and make sure you tell them that it's soy free, because most of those 100% natural, especially vegan shakes, have soy in them. So one place that you can look, if you want to educate yourself on Shakeology a little bit every day, you can go into coachingcodes.com, and there are a ton of videos on Shakeology. So if you watched like one video a day, after a while, you're going to be fluent with Shakeology. And when someone starts talking to you about that, it's just going to start flowing out of your mouth, and you're just going to know it. Another one is to make sure you're talking about the challenge groups all the time, how they keep you on track and accountable. And the only way for the challenge groups to do that for you and keep you on track and keep you accountable is if you participate in them. So this one's hard for someone who isn't really participating in the challenge groups. But if you do participate in the challenge group yourself, I bet you will get better results than you're getting now. You want to explain to others what coaching has done for your life, even if it's just little things, even if it's just the fact that you have a network of healthy people who are working towards bettering themselves. I mean, that is huge. I mean, for me, that's huge, because I've never had that in my life before Beachbody, where I just like at the tip of my fingers had like all these people who are interested in my success, and also living a clean lifestyle too, like I want to be doing. Okay, the 4 don'ts. So this is the to don't list, a guide to not doing. The first one is, don't expect instant gratification. Be patient, be consistent. People are not necessarily going to buy from you right away. And if they don't buy from you right away, don't take it personally. What you want to do is just continue to post, continue with your own fitness, and continue to make new friends and invite new friends. If you are constantly adding new people to your contact list, and you're constantly getting to know and building relationships with new people, instant gratification, you're not going to have to worry about that anymore. You're not going to be, unless of course it's like the last day of the month and you don't have Success Club yet, then you might want some instant gratification. But don't be discouraged by the no's or the not nows. You're going to have so many of those, and honestly, the more no's that you get, every time you get a no now, just understand that the more no's you get, it's evidence of the fact that you're actually inviting people. And I will tell you that those no's are going to turn to yeses later, as long as you keep building relationships with those people. So the third don't is, don't forget anyone. no contacts left behind. So keep these people, I wrote customers, I should have wrote people. Keep these people on your contact list. Keep following up with them to start the value conversation back with them. And also, another thing is there's always going to be people on your contact list or on your friends list that you hesitate to even ask about the coaching opportunity. Like you might think, they would probably think that was so stupid, or they would probably, not want to join me, or, they didn't really like me that much in high school, so I'm not even going to message them. Message those people. I'm telling you, because those are the people that are going to be like, I was just thinking I needed to do this, and I'm so glad you messaged me. So don't ever let any contacts be left behind. You're probably wondering what the fourth no is. Don't worry, be happy, okay? Because if something doesn't lead into Beachbody, no worries. So just try these 3 trusty steps to starting conversations. This is what I do. This is what has been working for me. So the first step is you go to their Facebook timeline, check out what they've been doing, and then message them, okay? You say, hi there, second step, hi there, so-and-so. Make sure you put their name. And then insert something after that that has to do with their life, and then how have you been doing? Now, if you go to their page and you just can't find a thing, you're like, this person, all they do is share other people's stuff, and it's just nothing I could even, you could, if they were fitness posts, you could say, I love all your inspiring posts. Thank you so much for posting those. I see your posts every day. Or you could just say, hi there, blank, so-and-so, how have you been doing? You could do that too. That's completely fine. But if they have a picture of an event they were at, you could say, mention something about that. If they just had a baby, I mean, obviously that's a really easy one. But usually there's something on someone's timeline. So anyways, step 1 and 2, you repeat this, and you don't have to do as many as I do. This is just, I'm showing you what I do. So I'm not telling you to do this. I'm not telling you have to do this. I'm just saying this is exactly what I do every morning. I repeat these first 2 steps with 10 to 15 new people in the morning, usually as quickly as I can. And I do this every day. And then each month I start back at the beginning of the list. So I add my new people at the bottom. I greet them. Say, hey, thanks for the ad, how are you doing? And then I go and I message 10 to 15 new people and just start out this conversation. And then I go away from my computer, and then I go back later and I have a lot of messages. But number 3, then after they respond to you, to get the conversation you get the conversation going about their kids, their job, their family, fun stuff, or even the weather, anything that you have in common with them. Because the more common connections that you make with someone, the more they are going to feel like they know you, the more they will know you, the more they are going to trust you, and the more they are going to come to you when they need something and when they're ready to start their fitness journey. So if it doesn't lead into Beachbody, no worries. Move on to the next new people the next day. Because those people may actually, a week later, they might actually check their Facebook and message you back. You'll find if you do this, you're going to get people just trickling in, messaging you back throughout the day, throughout the week. Maybe not that day, but later. Okay, quickly about advertising on social media. So these are just some posts that I've done. And one thing that I've learned recently that I should have learned a long, long time ago is to practice forward thinking. And what I mean by that is you want to plan out your strategies for the next month ahead of time. And you want to start posting about your groups very early on. It's not the best strategy to start posting about a group 1 week before it starts. You want to give a few weeks in between so that you can have time to recruit for that. If you see these 2 posts, there's 2 posts here for Change Your Thoughts, Change Your World. The one, I don't think you guys can see my little arrow thing, but the one of me sitting there leaning on my hand was the first one that I did. And then this one over here, it says 3 spots left. So the second bullet point here is to create urgency and exclusivity. So I'm creating urgency here by explaining to them that I don't have as many spots in the group. And I usually go for either 10 or 5. It depends on how many people what my goals are that month. But you also want to, I don't know if you can see, this is a lot smaller on here than it was when I made this, but this one that says live your dream, it says application deadline this Friday. So, people that aren't going to drag their feet, if they know the application deadline's Friday and I'm only picking 5 people, they're going to message me sooner than later. And then, this one here, teamwork makes the dream work. This is just another example of how you can post about coaching and show that we really are a good network of positive people. Another one is to target a specific person in your post. This busy is the new happy is a perfect example of me targeting my audience, because my target audience are women who usually have kids or may not have kids, but who are very busy and who are either a working woman who is very busy or is a stay-at-home mom that's very busy. So I was definitely targeting busy women in this post. It seems weird. It seems like you want to target like everybody, like you want to make a big general post, but I've learned from other coaches, and I tried it myself, that you really will attract who you're trying to target. So whoever you want to work with are the people you should try to target. So if you don't want to work with guys, don't be too general, because then you're going to get more guys. So yeah, I fight that urge too. It's so hard not to do that. But I find that the best way to target your audience sometimes is to talk about yourself and talk about your own personal problems you were having, and then how they were fixed by Beachbody and how Beachbody has helped you. And then people that have those same problems that you used to are going to be attracted to your post because they're going to relate to that. So another one I suggest is to do more than one graphic and more than one type of post for your group. So like the one I did tonight on my personal page, it was just me with a quote on it, and it was really short because not everybody reads really long posts. And then the one I did yesterday had a really long written out thing to it, and it was more of a formal looking post. So my suggestion is to make sure you're making more than one type of post, because you're looking for different people are attracted to different sort of images. So the apps that I'm using to create most of these here are on PicMonkey.com. I'll type that. That's the website, and it's amazing. And Jess Lauder and I both have a bunch of videos on our YouTube channel with demos. This one here with the 3 spots left, I made that on. I made the 3 spots left image on Rona Designs. Jess just typed that in. I made that part on Rona Designs, and then I took the image from Rona Designs and I made it into a collage on Moldiv. So Moldiv is another one I really like. And then another tip is to ask a question at the beginning of your challenge post that people actually want to answer, because even if they're not interested in the challenge, or even if they're not interested in coaching, if you can get them to answer your question, and it's going to make it so that more people see your post. Like the other day I asked actually, that one didn't work so good, but I said, which 5 of these characteristics of a dream job would be your dream job? Trying to get people to answer, and people that weren't interested actually did answer. So that's not the best one I ever did, but also at the end of your post, you want to include a call to action, obviously, to either fill out your application or to message you. And you can even ask people to share your information with other people. So that's a good way of asking for referrals. Obviously, sharing personal stories and transformations is key. even your small victories. So even if your pants are just fitting a little looser that day, there's a post right there. If you have more energy that day, there's a post right there. This 3 spots left one got the most likes out of any of my ones for the Change Your Thoughts, Change Your World challenge group because of the transformation on there. So adding a transformation to your challenge post is a great way to get a lot of likes and maybe even some shares with your post. So we always say don't be salesy, and then we're like saying get Success Club. So that kind of like doesn't go together because you have to sell to get Success Club. So a couple tips for closing the sale are the first one is to, when you're talking to someone and they've showed interest in the challenge group, because a lot of times people will show a ton of interest and then the conversation will just die off and you won't really know how to approach them about it later. So just when you're talking to them, you want to assume the sale, which means talk to them like they've already committed. So you are just going to love, I know that you're going to love this challenge group. I've got such an awesome group of women. You're going to fit in so great with them. Or, you can say, just whenever you're talking to them, just talk to them like they're already in, like they've already decided, yes, I'm going to do this. But sometimes even with that, you have to ask them for the sale. For example, you might say, hey, so which program did you decide on, the 21-day fix or T25? Or you could say, hey, which flavor of Shakeology were you planning on getting? Strawberry or chocolate? I know you said you really like chocolate, or you have chocolate cravings at night or something like that. And I, even if someone's not getting back to me, or if our conversation died off and I want to bring it back up again, I just literally message them and say, hey, I just wanted to let you know that there's only 3 days left to sign up for my group. Are you still planning on signing up? Just flat out ask them. Because if they say no, they say no. I mean, but if they say yes, then there you go. So don't make it uncomfortable. Be direct. If you have added value to them, if you have been building a relationship with them and are connecting with them, you have the right to ask them for the sale. They know you're a Beachbody coach. You have the right, that in the sales world, that gives you the right to ask them for the sale. Another thing is that following up is so drastically important. Don't just follow up with people who you think are going to buy. Follow up with everybody. Keep the conversation going. Keep checking on people. Okay, this is something that just floored me, just blew me away, these sales statistics, okay? So 48% of people never follow up with a prospect, okay? So there's 13 people on this call, about 5 people or 6 people are never following up with their prospects. 25% of people make a second contact and then stop. 12% of salespeople make only 3 contacts and then stop. 10% make more than 3 contacts, and 2% of 2% of sales are made on the first contact, 3% of sales are made on the second contact, 5% are made on the third contact, 10% are made on the fourth contact, and 80% of sales are made on the 5th to 12th contact. So if you're not following up, if you're just letting them go at 3 contacts, this could be why you're not getting Success Club. If you think about, as far as Beachbody coaches go, it seems like it's really hard to get to Star Diamond rank. It seems like it's hard to get to that top 1 to 2% of the company. But I could tell you that these are probably the people who are making 5 to 12 contacts with their potentials and with all of their people on their list. So let this sink in. This is something that was a real eye-opener for me. So earning Success Club. to consistently build a thriving business, you need to make Success Club a non-negotiable. It should be something that you should be starting at day one on the first of the month and trying to actually get Success Club by the 15th of the month, just so that you have it under your belt and you've already got your goal. Whether it's 5 or 10 or 20, push for that goal. So if you're an Emerald coach, which just means you have 2 active coaches under you, one on your left leg and your right leg, plus Success Club means that you get Success Club leads, which means that when somebody goes on the Beachbody website and doesn't have a coach and they order Shakeology or a challenge pack, they get assigned to you. So when you think of Success Club leads, don't even think of them as that. Think of them as free money, free customer, and a free person that you can help. If you think about getting Success Club every month for the entire year, it really, really adds up after a while with these Success Club leads. Another reason to get Success Club, and Jess was talking about this earlier too, is you get free gear, free merchandise, free books, and you get free equipment almost every month. Not every month, but almost every month. I'll get something in the mail because I'm just one that I pay attention to those things, but probably not as much as I should. So I'm always like, oh, this is cool. I must have got this for Success Club. So also free trips. Last year they went on a cruise. This year coming up in 2015, it's to Cancun. Every year you earn that trip just by getting Success Club. So each Success Club point that you get equates to a certain amount of money for your cruise. And after a while, I know a lot of coaches who have their cruise already paid for at this point of the year. So here's a quote by Jim Rohn. We've all heard the expression, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Well, I've got a question for you. What if it's true? Wouldn't that be easy to do, to eat an apple a day? Here's the problem. It's easy not to do. This goes the same with our fitness. This goes the same with our healthy eating. This also goes the same with our personal development and our inviting. It's easy to do. It's easy to block that time into your day that you have the non-negotiable things that you have to get done with your business every day, and it's easy not to do. It's easy to just stop doing that for about a week. But if you think about it, that's going to put an empty space in the amount of people that are getting back to you. So if I've been messaging 10 people a day for a month and then I stop for a whole week, there's going to be a lapse. There's going to be a blank space that's going to happen. So it's so important to be consistent. So here's your call to action. And I don't want you to get, overwhelmed with this call to action. And your goals can be very simple. My goals have, I've gotten more and more the further I go. But what I want everybody to do is just post your goals for September in the Coach Connection. If your goal is to add 2 coaches and get Success Club, post it. My personal goals for this month is to get Success Club 10 by the 15th. I want to help 5 coaches reach Success Club. I want to start a new challenge group template. 4 coaches I want to get to Emerald, 1 coach to Diamond. I want to read 15 minutes of PD every night before bed. I want to finish my website and start blogging once a week. I want to make, how many did I say? 5 coaching videos, which that keeps me on track because otherwise I'll forget to do those. If I don't make these goals, I'll forget to do those things. And I want to try to post 1 thing of value in our coaches group every day. And I want to host a successful Super Saturday event. I want to do a mud run this month. And I want to get my son sleeping through the night. So that's just an example of my goals for the month. So I'm going to go ahead and post those in the group. And I forgot to put on here that I wanted to add 5 coaches to my team. So anyway, so that's your call to action. Post your goals and then push for them. And don't get discouraged by no's. And don't feel like you can't ask people for the sale. It's okay to be direct. So I just want to open it up to questions now and see if you guys had any questions for me. I know I saw one question earlier. I don't know how to, let me see if I can scroll back through. Someone said they deleted all their high school friends. Oh, you're adding them back. Sydney, you said you were. You're adding them back in again. That's good. How do I keep up with each of the 10 to 15 conversations I'm starting? That's a really good question, because sometimes I'm like, honestly, the best way if your inbox is really full is to just go through them. And sometimes people are going to write you a book. And then you can just ask them a question about whatever they wrote, and bring the conversation back to them. I have my cell phone with me a lot of times during the day. So I will try to knock out a few responses here and there as I go throughout my day. I have an iPhone, so it has the dictation button on it, so I can just like kind of talk my messages. I take the kids on a walk with the stroller once a day, so a lot of times I can knock out some of those during that time. Or if I'm like nursing the baby or something like that, I can do that too. But like right now, I think I have like 15 or 20 messages I have to respond to in my inbox right now. It does make for a very full inbox when you do that. Did that answer your question? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes I do feel pressed to respond because sometimes people will start messaging me back right away. But usually people understand because they know that I have 2 babies at home. And so a lot of times that is the reason why, even if I'm not having a full inbox, a lot of times something will happen and all of a sudden I'll have to leave my computer or leave my phone or whatever. So, and then a lot of times what I'll do is I'll just go through, and you can kind of see the first sentence or something of what people say, and you can kind of like pick and choose which ones you answer first. But no one has ever questioned if I didn't write back right away. So any more questions or? Okay, yeah, a lot. Having a hard time finding people to add. I used to feel that way too, but what I do now is first I'll check my likes page, and I actually didn't do that today. I need to do that again, and I'll see if anyone new liked or commented on my stuff, and then I will friend request them. If I don't have enough people on my likes page, or there's no one there that I really want to request, I hate to say this, I will invade someone's friends list. So I will go to a friend that I know I don't have, that I'll click on a friend who I don't have, that isn't friends with my coach people, because I don't want to invade any of my coaches' market. I don't want to do that. So I will look, and you can look up there at their friends list, and it says suggested friends. Actually, on each person's personal page now, you can click suggested friends. And what I do is I just click people who I have a lot of mutual friends with. Another thing I have done is I've typed in Maplewood. I went to Maplewood High School, Maplewood class of, and then I'll pick the grades above me or the grade below me or whatever, and I'll request people off of there. So yes, I do random mutual friends, and what I do is I make sure that I only have, and I have a video on YouTube about this you can look up, but there's a trick that you can do to where you only have 3 sent friend requests out at a time. That way you won't get kicked off. So, and then as soon as they accept my request within 24 hours, I will message them. Usually the next morning, I'll message them and say, thanks for the ad. How are you doing? or oh my goodness, your profile picture is, of your kids is beautiful, or whatever it is I see on their personal page that, but yeah, you got to go cancel those requests or you'll get busted. Let me see here. Okay, so how do you get started? Just posting on social media. The best way to get started when you're first starting out, I would say, is to make a post on social media just explaining to your friends that you have become a coach and that you're going to be an apprentice coach in the next challenge group. You want to also make sure you're private messaging people. I found that when I first became a coach, almost everybody was from private message, because you're going to find that sometimes it really depends, but sometimes a challenge post could get crickets depending on how you do it. But Abby, I was answering your question. The coach internship is going to explain how, as far as posting on social media goes. But I think the best thing to do as far as that goes is to just decide what times a day you want to post, or what times a day you're going to be available to post, and then just commit to those times. I need to start doing that more on my personal page. I do that on my likes page, but doing an early morning post is always a really good one, because people more often than any of my other posts, people will come back to me or message me and be like, I just want to let you know that I see your morning post every morning and it really inspires me. Because there isn't a ton of traffic on Facebook at 6 a.m. or 7 a.m. So if they see a post, then they're going to see my post. How do you coach a challenge for a program you haven't done? And what if your current challenge group is still active after 30 days? Do you mean doing a 21-day fixed challenge group? I have never you mean how do you coach someone if you don't know what the program's like? Is that what you mean? Yeah, that's hard. What I would do is I would post in the coaches groups and ask, because everyone else is going to have tons of advice about that. If it has to do with the meal planning portion, I would ask your upline, because more likely than not, they've done the program and they may even have a YouTube video or something like that helping them with the meal planning part. Are you thinking specifically of the 21-day fix? Yeah. I would definitely just ask your upline for help, because I'm sure that, and also that's a program that you probably want to try, because it's a really good one. And if your current challenge group is still active after, so what do you do if your challenge group is still very active after 30 days? I just start a new one and add, and I ask people if a challenge group was awesome and you want to make a post that says, hey, I'm so excited for the next group. This is what it's going to be. Who is on board with me? And probably everybody is going to say, I am. And then you just add them into your new group. I have found, I tried this month, and I feel like I crashed and burned with it. For the first time this month, I actually used the same group page, but I just changed the name, and I took out who wasn't going to be in there anymore, and I added the new people. And for some reason, I crashed and burned with it. I ended up creating a new group. I feel like a new group reinvigorates everybody. A new preseason week is sort of like getting back on track week. And for me as a coach, that's my week off, because preseason week, I don't have to post a morning post, very, very early in the morning. I think preseason week is so much more laid back. You could post your post at 9 a.m. People aren't doing their workouts yet necessarily. It's just, I always do preseason the same, so I'm not having to come up with new content. So I love preseason week. So So you guys had a really awesome challenge group then, I take it. Okay, so do you guys have any more questions? I don't want to keep everybody too late. Okay, well, actually, I'm not gonna hand it over to Jess. I'll just end us out. But thank you guys so much for coming tonight. These calls are so important. We share all of the things we're learning along the way with you guys. So I really appreciate everybody taking time out of their night to make it tonight. So thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. We'll see you next week.